Research for this presentation, I came across lots of different definitions of student agency. And I felt that the one from Victoria's state government, the recent one, was effective. I'll just give you a moment to read it. And then when I was speaking to Katie Day this weekend about my presentation, she also kindly forwarded an article to me from Vaughan and others, and it said that student agency is a student's ability to have ideas, intentions, and to exert influence and take actions in the learning context. The IB puts it more simply. I come from an IB school, and they put it as voice, choice, and ownership. Now, when it comes to student agency and the library, I think that we as librarians, we have the staff, we have the resources, and we have the space. We're ideally placed to enable and empower students. Now, in our school, Discovery College in Hong Kong, we have put together a conceptual framework. I appreciate there's quite a lot of small print in that, but we have the slides and a chance to explore it later. There are 6 key elements: consultation and feedback on teaching, student personal or group choice, directions within a framework, students teaching others within a framework, student-partnered learning design, and student-initiated learning design. And I won't focus on all of those, but I'll just pick out a few key parts where I think as librarians we can play a part. Now, to start off with, we're looking at consultation and feedback on teaching. Can I just check, can everyone hear me okay? This microphone just sounds really funny up here, but I'm not very used to a microphone. Okay, so the example here was students helping to choose a study text or a topic for a forthcoming unit. Okay, so I was thinking, how do we empower students in choosing library resources? So there are different ways we can do this. For the most part, reflecting my own practice, I was thinking that I adopt a traditional route. I read School Library Journal, I look at Goodreads, I look at recommendations from other people, and then I put together a list of books and purchase them. But we also have an opportunity for student agency here, when we simply ask the students what would they like to see in the collection. And we have physical wish lists in the library, and we also have online wish lists available on our catalogue. So you can see here, this is the link to the online catalogue, or the online wish list, sorry. And the students fill out the information, primary or secondary, name of the book, the series, the author, and so on. And for the most part, we do purchase what they're looking for. We ask them first of all to check if they already have the title. Some of them don't take that step. But for the most part, we do purchase the book. And when the book comes in and is processed in the library, it appears under new items on the home page. And then the students are reading what they actually wanted to read. So this is student agency in action in our collection. Further example is student authors. Especially for primary, we have a number of opportunities in the various units where our students can author books themselves. You can see some examples here. Particularly recently for our Year 4 unit, there was a unit on cultural identity, and students were asked to identify books in the library where they saw themselves. Now, if they didn't find themselves in a book, they were encouraged to actually write the book, publish it themselves, and you can see from the various labels, not actually using the pointer, you can see from the various labels that their books are actually catalogued in the system, so they have ownership. And this is just a small example. We have boxes and boxes of these books. We do mark them as junior reference because we don't think they would withstand being taken home in the library bag. Now, we also have evidence of ownership, student agency in action, when students and librarians here work together as equal partners. We have primary and secondary library captains. We call for students to apply for these positions at the start of the year, and we appoint art director and book review captains. And they meet once a week with librarians, and they have a big say in how we do our displays. In Book Week, they gather book reviews from other students, and we display these in the library. So it's just another example of how we see student agency in action, and hopefully something that you can and possibly do already. Authors, visiting authors. Usually, after paying for a visiting author, we're trying to get as much from them as possible. So after negotiating how many sessions they're willing to do, we also ask our students to interview the author. So students have to raise their hand to do this. A number of them are interviewed themselves quite briefly. They come up with the questions for the author, they write it up, and ultimately the student interview appears in our online newsletter that goes out once a week to parents and the whole community. So another example of ownership in action. Okay, moving along to the library environment. Again, I was trying to think of how we can see agency in action. We have traditional spaces, I'm sure all of you do. Traditional in the sense that here we can see this is a space where the teachers can reach the students or the librarian, but it's also a space that was traditionally designed. At the start, when Discovery College opened in 2008, possibly by consulting with a library designer, the leadership team, the business manager, but without actually consulting with the students. Upstairs, however, in our secondary library, we recently added some new study spaces. On the left, we've got some collaborative study spaces, and on the right, we've just got some simple, comfortable tables and chairs and low tables. And these, on the right, are surprisingly popular. And these were actually put together, these spaces, after asking the students what they wanted and what they felt was missing. So it's a space that was co-created. Okay, research projects. So student personal or group choice. As I mentioned, we're an IB school. The picture here is actually from a personal project exhibition where we have students showing off their work to one of our vice principals. Students being able to choose between different formats and how they present work is very much an example of agency in action. And as librarians, we have a big part to play in how we actually facilitate the students in choosing their topics, because we work heavily with personal project coordinator. We also provide the resources, and we act as mentors and supervisors. And whatever your curriculum, we all have research projects. LibGuides. We've talked a lot about LibGuides today, and I felt a little bit conscious having a slide up here of my LibGuide in case it went against anything we were saying. But we do use LibGuides, and I think they're also an opportunity to see agency in the library. They give students a chance to actually explore deeper into topics. And if students find some awesome resources themselves, they can also ask me as librarian to add it to the LibGuide, and I'm very happy to put extra resources into the guide. Okay, sometimes we have events where we go off timetable. In our school, we call one of those events Big Week. And the picture here is of Year 7 students, and they decided to pursue a topic of interest called Hong Kong Stories. We went to this amazing walled village in Hong Kong. They explored it, and then they could choose, having choice and ownership, how they could actually present their research. Some of them decided to put together posters, and some of them made mock-ups of the village, as you can see. That was a very early photo. But as librarians, we can also assist our students in these passion projects. Okay. Buddy reading, I'm sure that is something most of us do. Students go visit younger classes. We've got a through school, but it can work at any school. We have to think about who actually picks the books, who makes the rule for this session, who's reading to who, and all of those things can be left to the students to decide. Very much offering choice and ownership again. Almost at the end, we've got the primary exhibition. Students, again, address a topic of interest. In Hong Kong, they focus a lot on pollution and shark finning and so on. They produce the design and learning themselves. You can see here, in this case, they produce some beautiful infographics. And as librarians, we have a big role to play in guiding them with that. Okay, final slide. So again, thinking about student agency in the context of the collection, in the context of our research and of the environment, the question is, where are we all? Are we at the librarian-generated end? Are we co-creating environment and resources with our students? Or are we going to look to the students to give them more agency? We also have to think about how do we measure agency and what are the various challenges with giving a lot of agency to students. Ultimately, we have to remember that one part of our role as librarians is to challenge our readers and our students. So we have to always be cognizant of that when it comes to things like library collection. But hopefully I've put forward some ideas here that you can take back to your own libraries. Thank you.
My name is Emily Johnson. I'm the secondary librarian. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm Emily Johnson. I'm the secondary librarian at the International School of Phnom Penh. And today I'm going to talk about